In today's video, we're going to be looking at the comparison of the French Bulldog and the Springer Spaniel. These two breeds couldn't be more different, so let's get started with this video. Welcome back to the Fenrir French Bulldog channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Hattie. I'm a certified canine leader here at FenrirCanineLeaders.com. This channel is dedicated to helping you learn everything you could possibly want to know about the French Bulldog, and then how to become high-level canine leaders that can raise the perfect Frenchie. So if you're a lifelong French Bulldog lover, you're thinking about getting one, or you've just started your journey with your new Frenchie, then this channel is for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell so you never miss a future French Bulldog video. So then let's get into today's video, where we'll be looking at the differences between the French Bulldog and the Springer Spaniel. We'll start with a quick look at their remarkable histories. The French Bulldog became a popular breed in the lace-making industry hub of Nottingham around 150 years ago. Derived from the old Bulldog breeds, they were bred to be smaller and more compact than their fighting ancestors. It was from here that this loyal little dog was taken over to France with workers after the collapse of the Industrial Revolution. Their popularity travelled from Normandy to Paris and then continued to grow. In France, they became known as Bulldog Français. These lively little dogs made their way into all walks of Parisian life, from cafe owners and rag traders to ladies of the night. The French then became guardians of the breed. And cultivated the compact body and straightened legs, whilst ridding them of the underbite of the old English Bulldog. The Spaniel is one of the oldest classifications of working dogs, up there with pointers, setters and retrievers. There's a clue in the name of these dogs that they were actually originated in Spain centuries ago, long before hunters had the reliable hunting rifles. The dogs were used in tandem with nets, bows and even falcons to hunt all kinds of bird. Their job was to flush them out of hiding so that the humans could effectively catch the prey. So prior to the 1600s, all spaniels were categorised together and were just used for different tasks depending on their size. Larger ones for hunting and springing game, and the smaller ones to flush. This created the Springer and Cocker divide. The 1800s saw yet another divide of toy and hunting dogs, and then hunting was further split into land and water. The first official Springer wasn't in show until 1903, and it was only in 1921 that the English Springer Spaniel Club was founded, which is rather late for one of the oldest working breeds if you think about it. Now that we know a little bit about the history of each breed, let's look into a brief comparison of their strikingly different appearances. Now, the French Bulldog is almost a world away from the sporting image of the Springer. Its general appearance can be described as compact. They will be no taller than 19 inches at the shoulder. A male should weigh no more than 12 kilos. Females should be no more than 10 kilos. The French Bulldog Club of England describes them as having no point exaggeration, meaning that they should be the polar opposite of the Dachshund. Their skulls are domed with well-developed cheek muscles, a broad jaw and no exaggerated jowls. Even their ears are rounded. Whilst the breed standard calls for stuck-up bat ears, they shouldn't come to a point. Perhaps the most striking feature, or lack of, in French Bulldogs is its muzzle. This breed has a famously short muzzle, making them a brachycephalic breed. The Springer Spaniel is a medium-sized dog, males reaching up to 20 inches at the shoulder and can weigh up to 50 pounds. Proportion is key with this breed. They are the picture of equal parts endurance, sturdiness and power. Spaniels as a whole have gentle expressions, with intelligent eyes and a keen personality. They have strong limbs, a proud chest and an enthusiastically waggy tail, which is commonly docked if they're of the working stock. Their coat is a double coat, and if left unclipped, the top coats will be beautifully feathered along the chest, the back of the legs, the underbelly, the feet and the ears. There's also a wide variety of colours when it comes to Springers. They can be a combination of black, white, liver, lemon and even orange. Now for more on their training and intelligence.
Hey guys, if you're having any kind of difficulty with your dogs and you wish their behaviour would be as good as my perfect canine companions here are today, I've got the perfect thing for you. I've got a completely free course called The Principles of Canine Behaviour. I created it. It's all about the things that I've learned from my experience and skill set as working as a professional canine behaviourist. There's tons in there about how you can modify bad behaviours and turn them into dream behaviours to have amazing dogs just like these. So if you are interested, it is completely free. There'll be a link in the description box below. I can't wait to see you over there.
Historically, Frenchies are companion dogs, making them savvy to living harmoniously alongside their humans. But as much as they love to please us, they are stubborn to a fault if left untrained from a young age. Introducing simple commands as puppies will allow them to learn what it means to please you. Like their American cousins, they respond well to positive reinforcement and food rewards, not so much to harsh correction. Whilst you can't expect a dog that rivals those at Crufts, you'd be surprised how intelligent and eager to learn these little dogs are. Consistent training will mean that you can teach your Frenchie tricks throughout their lifetime. Now, Springers are working dogs, no two ways about that. That's what they were bred to do. So they are highly intelligent and highly driven to learn. They pick up commands very quickly from a young age, so training is key to keep them mentally fit and to control the endless energy that they have. A lot of Spaniel owners will commonly use whistle training, especially with working dogs, as it's easier to communicate out in the field while your voice may be drowned out by the landscape or bad weather conditions. Even if you don't work your Springer, introducing activities that mimic working conditions like flushing in the undergrowth or even retrieving dummies will be incredible for their mental health. We'll now look into the temperaments of these two breeds. As previously mentioned, the Frenchie is a companion dog through and through. This little dog much prefers the company of people to being isolated. With that being said, if you're precious about sharing your favourite spot on the sofa, this breed isn't for you. Their affection is arguably what has made them one of the most popular breeds today, but it is worth noting that they may become possessive of their owners. As a couple, you can tackle this by training in equal parts and spending as much time with your Frenchie as your partner. When training these little dogs, be prepared to come across an intelligent pet with a stubborn and mischievous side. Due to this, you may need to remind them on occasion where they are in your family pack, but consistent training should reduce the need for that. Now, the Spaniel shares the Frenchie's affection for people, but in a more eager to please trait. They're very willing to learn and obey their owners. They're attentive and keen out in the field, and when training, just note that it will take a sufficient amount of exercise to tire them out to prevent any mischievous behaviour at home. Like with most breeds, if they get bored, they'll learn to steal the remote or the odd shoe. But like with the Frenchie, consistent training and exercise will reduce the chances of you playing fetch with your favourite pair of trainers. Time to explore the typical exercise and grooming needs of these two breeds. A Frenchie will typically be in good health from a brisk walk equaling to around 40 minutes, but keep in mind that they won't tolerate this in the heat. In the heat, it's best to keep their physical exercise to a minimum, as they're very inefficient at cooling themselves down by panting. But in general, either a couple of 20-minute interesting walks or a brisk 40-minute wander will keep a Frenchie in good shape. They're also very easy to groom when it comes to their coat, but keep in mind that the folds of skin on their face will need to be regularly cleaned and dried properly to reduce the chances of any sores or painful skin conditions occurring. A Springer is quite the opposite to a Frenchie in terms of exercise and grooming needs. A Spaniel has almost endless energy levels and the endurance to be on the go for hours. They need mental stimulation and lots of physical exercise in order to truly satisfy their energy levels. A simple 20-minute walk isn't what a Springer needs. They ideally need up to or over an hour of interesting off-lead exercise, and grooming depends on their coat length, but in general it's ideal to brush them at least every other day, especially behind the ears, elbows and tail to prevent knots and matting. Showering will depend on what environment you exercise them in, but once every couple of weeks or so should be enough to keep their coat healthy. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if so, make sure you hit that like button, get involved down in the comment section below, and don't forget that if you're new here to make sure you subscribe. We have 2 dedicated French Bulldog videos coming here every week, so I can't wait to talk to you again on the next episode of the Fenrir French Bulldog Show.